This is JR and the Beat Guy. How's everybody doing tonight? How was your week, Vinny?
My week was good. My week was good. My week was good. It was just casual. Had a good week. Um,
He had the best week.
yeah, the best of them all. Yeah, do you I don't know. It was a good week. It was
I
just a
had
good
off
week.
work this week. He enjoyed
I wanna.
frolicking around local parks with me.
Yeah, we were all over
I,
the
s-
place.
I saw, I could see it on the Create story. You guys were rocking it out. Cool sightings.
Yeah, but I'm
Awesome.
back at work now, so lame.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm sharing around the live link, so just carry the show for a second. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well,
I sent
everyone.
it over to you.
The show's so heavy carrying it on my back like that.
Yeah, yeah. Carry that shit. Carry it.
Oh my
Carry
God.
it. Hi everyone. I'm sending you a link right now. You're probably getting it in your box right now and clicking on it, but we're like a delay. So
Yeah. I hope.
yeah, leave a lot of comments. We will read them all
On a
Oh
delay.
boy.
on a delay. On a
Yeah,
delay.
exactly.
On a delay. I'm sending the link out. I don't know how much more I'm gonna send out, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I hope everyone had a happy Halloween, had a lot of candy, marshmallows, and
Marshmallows.
I don't know if they do apple candies on
Apple
Halloween, but
candies like candied apples.
yeah,
Like, did you just age yourself a little
Apple
there?
candies.
yeah, I
Yeah,
just
like
did. I
you walk
just
up to
did.
someone's house and they're doing candy apples. Like,
They're handing
damn.
you a
I
box of
call it apple
apples.
candies.
Yo, Jr.
I
You.
mean, they are essentially apple candies.
Yeah, yeah. They are apple candies, I guess. Yeah, but still, like, what are you gonna
I got,
start putting razor blades in there? Like one cut at a time?
whoa! I did not say that.
Yeah, you
I
did.
did not
Yeah,
say
you
that.
did. I heard you. I heard you. You
No,
whispered it
no,
in the
no, no,
background.
no,
Yes, you totally
no,
did. Yes, you
no,
totally
no,
did.
no.
No.
I said I hope everyone
You said
had
what?
a good, nice try.
Okay.
I heard him say that something about razors and an apple or
Oh
something.
yeah, thanks. From the voice from the back of the room, room.
Can you hear my cat purring?
Yes, I can. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special cat tonight. I'll let the beat guy introduce the cat of the hour.
All right, so tonight we call him Grim. Grimson the Pimpson weighs about 34 pounds.
I think he's probably like 27 pounds.
Yeah, he's a
He's a big cat.
whopping huge size. If you
Wow, Grimson the Pimpson.
His name's
Grimson
Grimm, as in
the
like Grimm's
Pimpson.
Right,
Fairy Tales or Benjamin
right.
Grimm, the thing from Fantastic Four, but we do like to call him
Yes,
Grimson the Pimpson.
the, that's clever. I like
Or
that.
when he's in trouble, I call him Grimble Alexander.
Yo, he has a pimp side.
Really? You could use that as a children's book about that cat and just write a story for kids.
Grimson the Pimpson?
Or Grimble
Yes,
Alexander.
yeah,
Grimson the
or
Pimpson.
adult.
Are you gonna teach the economics of the pimp game?
Yeah, pretty much, but in a
You're gonna go down to
children's.
science and be like, yo, so when one person gets money, they get protection from this person, and that protection that they get, they provide this amount of income to them for that
Right,
protection.
Grimm is purring
exactly.
in the affirmative.
And every pimp got a bottom bitch,
Well, we won't say that
and
for the
she
kids,
does
but
weird shit with lipstick.
wow.
All right.
I
All
shall
right.
never forget Jr.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get into the questions tonight. Oh, by the way, the voice from the back of the room, if you want to introduce yourself again and let everybody know how your week went, we don't want to leave
Hey,
you out. Voice
I'm
of
the voice in the
reasoning.
back of the room, and my week was fantastic. I had a staycation from work and enjoyed staying.
Okay.
Staying alive.
Staying alive.
Yeah,
Just, surviving.
surviving.
Gotcha.
I enjoyed staying alive this week.
Oh, you had fun. I could tell. I
Yeah,
caught you know,
the little strolls in
headline.
the park and
Yeah.
lollygagging.
Yeah,
Yes,
just
Mm-hmm.
a lot of
we
lollygagging. It
we
was it
went
was chill. It was relaxed.
we went and we found a whole bunch of things to do basically for free. That was the trick because we want to
Oh, that's awesome.
that other thing that we are planning on doing. We're trying to get used to doing things like that. So we're trying to find things
Mm,
that were like really cheap and free to do, and we were filming like little things to kind of get
right.
warmed up for it. So like we did, there's like a review of wine that we did. That was like it was
Yeah,
like
there's like a
$10
little
to get
local
like a
winery
little
that I've been meaning to try, so
lineup
we
of
went.
wine. So we did
Really?
that, and that was like we got to walk the grounds and everything when we did that. So there was like a whole bunch of stuff that you could do on the grounds. So you got like a lot
Right.
of access for like $10.
I mean, it was like 11 a.m. on a Monday, so most of it was closed. But
Right.
We
Gotcha.
also went
But
to what was that park we went to?
oh, Deep Cut Gardens.
Deep Cut Gardens. That was free. It was
deep.
entirely
What is
free.
it called? Deep Throat Gardens.
No.
Well, talk about. I mean,
talk about lipstick.
I'm sure it's happened. I mean,
Ah.
I'm sure it's happened.
Yo, JR's rap group, Lipstick Boys. Let's go.
Oh, come on, come on.
What?
They're one gag away from success.
Oh,
Making
thanks.
the band.
No, no, no,
Diddy
no,
and the
no, no.
Boys.
They're successful. They're successful when they don't gag Vincent. Get it right.
Oh, thanks. Well, so tonight, let everybody know the questions, what kind of questions we have, and where we're going with this. I know they're going to be a little bit heavy.
Well, it's because it's the voice in the back of the room making him. I mean, I have a plethora of different questions, but let's just start with a little light topic.
Okay.
Number one, what are your thoughts on euthanasia for people?
What?
All right, I'll start with this one. My
Oh,
thoughts on euthanasia.
All right. Okay.
I think there's a lot of young children in Asia.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my
Vincent.
God.
Yeah, no. What are your? I was joking when I said starting with a light topic, but I
It's
said,
a
what are your
heavy-
thoughts on euthanasia for
Nah,
people?
I'm
Like, right?
kidding.
Like,
I'm
we euthanize our pets when they need it. There, but in some instances, some states, some countries, they allow for euthanasia of people.
I think euthanasia should be allotted in certain circumstances. If it's going to be painful for someone and it's guaranteed that they're going to die, who's to say they can't decide to accelerate the process?
But why do they call it that term? Why is that term used?
I don't actually know that answer.
Oh,
Actually,
Test,
like if you
test,
look at the
test.
roots of it, euthanasia stands for good death.
oh wow.
Oh. Oh.
I read this
A
earlier.
good death.
Cool.
I can't believe that
So-
came in handy.
Good
No,
death.
it did. Good
death.
death. So there's a bad death, and that's considered a
Well,
good death.
Yeah, a euthanasia is like you go to the doctor and you're like, "Hey, I'm dying. Can you
Right.
just give me a pill to do it right now?"
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot to this because it's not permitted in every state. So in the ones where it is, you're talking about people who are terminally ill, like something that's like they're terminally ill, they're going to die, it's going to be painful, and they kind of want to go on their terms.
Okay. So it's like pretty much like what Vinny was saying.
Yeah. So literally, like, so when you think about it, it's kind of a little grace that we give our animals so that they don't go through different pain when they get old or when they get really sick. So I ultimately bring it up because there's always a caveat here.
This is true.
I mean, I could definitely get down with euthanasia for people who are terminally ill, and we know it's going to be a painful ride. It's talking about like kind of giving some level of dignity is the idea behind it. In some places they're calling it dignified death.
Yeah. I
Okay.
I think that we shouldn't have a control on how someone wants to go out. It's your choice how you want to go out. Yes,
I
there should be
agree.
limitations for people who may not be in the right headspace and stuff like that. But if someone has like they're terminally ill, it's gonna be a rough run. They don't want to do it to everybody, and they're ready, and they want to go out before everyone sees them terrible. I say that's fine. What's
Yeah.
the difference between putting yourself in ice and doing that?
True.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
pretty much it's legal in 11 of the 50 states because in 2016 they created the Death with Dignity Act, which allows
Okay.
doctors to prescribe drugs for self administration that would allow for it. Now, here's where it's going to get tricky, right? Here's my caveat because it's not so simple. Like, I'm all down for it. You're terminally ill, you're extreme pain, all of that. And want, you don't want to go down like that. You don't want to put yourself through that, your family through that. Rock on. Respect to you. You get to say goodbye with grace. Where I don't agree with it, and they don't do this in the States, but they do this in places like Belgium, where they're allowing euthanasia for mental illness.
Oh wow.
That I don't agree with.
No, I don't agree with that. There should be limitations.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this thing exists, to be honest.
I told you I
You
was
know,
starting it
so
with something light, JR.
Something light
very,
and heavy.
very funny.
Just a-
That's more like light and heavy.
It's not half and half. It's just light and heavy.
Don't worry, not every question I have on here is this heavy. This is probably, I don't know. This is probably the heaviest. There's one more that I think is pretty heavy. The others I think are reasonable.
Okay. Well, if anybody out there has an opinion about this, including Abraham Lincoln, please feel free to leave a comment about this question, and let me get your inputs on your perspective on this.
Fun fact: we voted in Abraham Lincoln as president on this day back in like 1860 or something.
Oh, Edward Aloysius.
Oh,
Just saying, Edward Aloysius, we voted you in as our president in 1860 on today's date.
Today.
well, thank you for that tidbit.
I'm a
Tid-
pool of
tid-
useless knowledge.
Yes,
All right.
I can see. All right, question number two.
Accumulate it. Anyway, question number 2. This one's a little bit lighter. I like this one.
Okay.
This one caught my attention. So Australia is proposing a strict social media ban for individuals under the age of 16. And if the legislation
Wow.
passes, this could go into effect late next year. What are your thoughts about that?
Oh, I want to answer this one.
You go. Start it.
I think putting restriction on social media is a good idea and a bad idea. Good idea because it gives kids the time to do other things besides social media. But you and I both know there are going to be groups that hack that and say, screw it, I'm still going to go on social media. So you're going to have the rebellious side to that. What I want to know is what is there, if that article or if you looked into it, what they're thinking or how they're thinking that this would help their society for kids under that age.
So yeah, there was definitely an article I read about this, and so
Okay.
one, it's the legislation has been passed, yeah, because Australia is doing a trial for an age verification system to help block children from
Oh, wow.
accessing social media platforms. So kind of touching on like the hacking, I'm sure people would still hack it, but they are
Yeah.
kind of doing they are right there in the trialing stage. Now they feel like because it's just doing more harm. Now I'll tell you what the article says, but I'll also tell you just some information I know working in mental health.
Okay.
Using social media is known to significantly increase rates of depression and anxiety. People make comparisons all the time, and it makes it hard. And people aren't usually going on social media being like, look at these horrible things about my life. They're like, look, I have the best life ever. Let me, completely cut 20 pounds off of my picture, So, so that's just coming from the pool of knowledge I know. Now, if we're going to actually go based on the article, the way that they're seeing it is, they want to ban it because of the cited risks to physical and mental health for children related to excessive social media use. So, in particular, they're looking at the risks to girls from harmful depictions of body image. And they're also talking about a lot of misogynistic content aimed at boys specifically, which I found interesting.
That is interesting. Very interesting.
I read up on this. There was one thing that stuck out to me, and it's a big red flag with the whole thing.
What?
One big red flag with the whole thing. Yes, I'm all for limiting youth using social media because of like the keeping up with the Joneses theory. Like everyone's looking at their neighbor thinking it's better, but they don't know how much goes into that. Like
Right.
there's a lot that goes into that to make it look like that. It's not all like that. And um
Some of it is actually 90% of it is staged.
the thing that I don't like about the way that they're going to implement it is they're using biometrics.
Oh,
They're using biometrics to test it out. And that was a big, big, big red flag. And I don't think it's going to get through everything because of that. That's that's too
yeah,
far.
that's not good because why do you want kids biometrics?
Yeah, why are you going to take someone a child's
That's
biometric? Why are you going to need a little kid's thumbprint to limit their what's it called?
Ooh, I didn't
right.
read that
That,
in this article.
see, to me, that's very sus
That is
because
sus. I didn't see that.
you're doing something else. You're actually trying to sway the public to think that by limiting kids from ages what is it, 10 to 16 or whatever you said, um,
Anyone
and
under
getting
16 and under. Or
16 and
I'm sorry,
under,
under 16.
and then they're getting their biometric thumb. It's kind of like, okay, you have a record of my kid. Why?
Where did you read
When
that?
I thought it was in that same article.
No.
Because think about it, sex trafficking is one of the biggest thing and biggest crime right now in our country. And if they're doing biometrics in Australia,
One minute.
who's to say it's not easy for those sex traffickers to locate the file and locate the kid?
No, I'm reading this whole article because oh, yep, they are. No, no jurisdiction so far has tried using age verification methods like biometrics or government identification to enforce a social media age cutoff. Two of the methods being trialed. So there's two different methods being trialed. One of them is
Wow.
biometrics.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't like that.
Me neither.
And I don't agree with
Me
that.
neither. Same.
Now
Same.
I'm gonna give the counter argument here,
Okay.
because what Australia's doing, there's no exemptions for parental consent here. So it's kind of taking some level of control out of the parents' hands as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and do like the counter argument, and people said this is the counter argument, and it's saying that we shouldn't be blocking access through bans. What we need to do is take a balanced approach to create age appropriate spaces, build digital literacy, and protect young people from online harm. And that came from DEIGI Managing Director Sunita Bose.
Oh wow.
I just always think I should quote this. This article came from Reuters and was written by Alistair Pal and Byron Kay.
Byron
I think I
K.
should always, cite it. It's important.
No, no, I think that's great. Um, that's very interesting. If you can, beat guy, get the information. We can put it down in the description later for people to check out. Um, I still think it's a very dangerous and a slippery slope to do that to kids. I see the positive, but I also see a dark side to it. There's always a twist. And I think, what are they doing with that biometric information? Where are they storing it? And what's the purpose?
They're storing it in a vault, deep, 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 in the center of Austria, and they're
No,
sending it
yeah.
as pings back to Australia.
I mean, I think it's
Well,
cool for things like cyberbullying and all of that, but at the same time, like, I really respect the idea of teaching people to use these sites responsibly. You know, we we've learned what limiting kids access could do. We seem to think I limit access to this and I limit to this and I limit it to this
well,
and their lives are going to be better. No, we just have whole generations of people who can't handle anything.
well, that's the thing. You're babying society. You're pacifying them. So they're pretty much saying, well, parents, you don't know how to raise your kids. Well, this is what we're going to do to take this away from you. And then
Mhm.
slowly they start taking everything else. Your privacy. Next, they're going to want you to bioscan to get inside your apartment. They're going to want you to bioscan when you're inside your apartment. If they Then they could actually implement curfews and say after 9:30 society shuts down, if you're not in your quarters, you get arrested or you get fined.
You're
Is
supposed
that
to
where we're
watch
heading?
the news in 1984. You had to be present to watch. What was it? Their nightly news channel at a certain time
Yeah.
every night. It was mandatory in the book 1984 by George Orwell.
Yes, I didn't read it, but I heard about that, and that's insane. So what, we're going back to that? I mean,
Ooh. Well, that was supposed to be a futuristic thing when it was written, but highly recommended
Yeah,
reading.
we're
by
kind
the
of
way.
living in 1984.
They're probably going to ban that book now
yeah,
because it's an amazing book and kind of really touches on a lot of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
right now it's kind of like we're heading in that direction. It's almost like, since COVID, hardly anybody goes outside anymore. Everybody stays home, watch movies. They don't go to the theaters. Pretty soon, look, you could go to the doctor from your home with the video. Pretty soon you could actually, I think you could go to court
Yeah, you
with
can
your
go to court.
with your, yeah, with your computer. You don't even have to go physically there. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
even getting to the
Half the
point where-
time it's preferred.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you could do it. Yeah, it's just insane.
Well, you think about it. Okay. I mean, it might say, if they are able to control it from that factor and they decide that you're guilty and they're like, well, I don't want to pay for jails and this and that. So, like, guess what? You're now locked inside of this apartment. And now
yeah,
that
yes.
apartment building is obligated to actually
Keep
uphold that.
Yes. I was just, yeah, that makes sense. Think about it, Vinny. They shut it down, say, oh, apartment AB5, lockdown.
Yep. You're in jail for the next, 5.5 years.
Yep.
And they'll be like, oh, sorry, landlord. This is like eminent domain for the next 5.5 years.
Right. Right. So instead of the state paying for a jail cell, the state will pay the landlord for the criminal they have in there and locking his apartment down. Think about it. That would make a great sci-fi film, actually.
No, it's definitely, we should
Yo,
definitely,
can
this
I-
is ideas. Hey, actually, let's take this episode down. We don't want, no one's steal
Yes.
these ideas. It's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yo, it would actually be really cool
Okay.
because it would be like, yo, it happens is the person goes to jail, the room gets locked down, and
Yeah.
then there's the stories about a guy who has to go and talk to the landlord, and talk
Yeah.
to the landlord about the situation, and get the guy relocated to a different unit that's smaller because he lived in a big unit and he can't afford it, after
I-
having his money stuck in some wire transfer that's being taken by the FBI.
That's
It's-
perfect. You do a short film to that and then
And it's like
turn it into a
dreary,
feature.
like Seven
Yeah.
look, like a very dystopian, rainy all the time.
How like,
Can we
olive
make-
colors, but
this is like reminiscent
Can we make
of
it-
like Logan's Run or Split Second.
Yeah.
and then,
Can we
like,
make a cyberpunk?
have blue lights hanging over the top?
Yeah.
Like on the ground level, it's all red and green, so it kind
Can
of.
we make a
separates
cyberpunk
everything.
type of film?
We feed them Soylent Green.
Ooh.
And in this world, the only food chain that survived is Taco Bell.
No, they already touch on that. They already touch on that in Demolition Man. Thank you.
Yes, I know.
Yes,
it's
they
a
did.
fact.
They did. Yep. I remember that. No, let's wind it down. It's a great idea. I can see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. All right.
So whoever makes that movie, please credit us. Thank you.
Actually, if you
Yes,
make that
please do.
movie, this podcast is definitely just evidence that you stole it.
Yes, exactly.
The proof is in the podcast.
The proof is in the podcast.
The proof is
Yes.
in the podcast.
Say it, Jr. The proof is in the podcast.
The
Proof is in the podcast.
Thank you. I'll allow you to move on now.
The proof is in the podcast.
No, he said it. I'll allow it.
Say it again.
Oh, you allow it. Oh, thank you.
I'll allow it. I know,
The
I
proof is in
know,
the
I know. The podcast is, JR and the beat guy, but the voice in the back of the room is taking control.
The proof is in the
Oh,
pudding.
yeah, just exactly. Do I have to do my bio thumbprint?
I'm creating the scanners as we speak.
Yo,
Oh,
scan
man.
on in, scan on in.
Actually, I want an optical scan.
Oh, could you imagine that? Could you really imagine that where you're doing a podcast show and actually, I'll say it after the show. I'm not going to say it now because it's a great idea.
Yeah,
No,
see,
say it,
this
say
is
it,
no,
say it,
no, no.
say
This no. We have literally 5 other questions.
Okay, let's go to the
Pseudo.
next question. Getting
This
pushed
is
on.
definitely like a brainstorming conversation with our girl. What's her? I don't know what her name is on here. Harvey.
No, MK.
MK. That's it. Thank you. Okay, I don't know people's names on here. Anyway, and I'm not gonna remember that next week either. Anyway, question number 3.
Okay.
there's an area of water off of Portugal that's the size of both of Virginia and Georgia combined that was recently made into a marine preserve. So that means, fishing, certain extractive activities, those could be restricted or even banned. And the whole intention is to kind of protect whales, coral, different marine life. So my question, is ultimately, what are your thoughts on nature and marine preservations, especially in that kind of quantity or size?
Is that
Yes.
the question? Is, are you being invasive on other species? Like, it's an ecosystem that has been built over years of Darwinism. So I say Darwinism to yeah, I expect everyone to understand what Darwinism is. And we're gonna just protect everything that's in there and don't care if like certain species are meant to die off. I'm sorry to say it. Life sucks. Not everything survives forever. It's okay. We'll die one day. Humans will go
Well,
extinct.
add a
Everything
part two
goes
to that.
extinct eventually.
Do you
It's
think the
okay.
world is
But
a dome?
we should limit contamination. We shouldn't stop immediately or abruptly anything, because there's repercussions for doing that as well. No matter what situation it is, if you change something drastically, it's gonna probably have a wider range effect of negativity than if you do it with a slow change. Because a slow change is done methodically and prepared. Like, it what if you suddenly start protecting the whales in there and you save all the whales and suddenly all the seals are dying? Now you have a problem with the seals in that area.
Well,
You
did you
didn't
know
know
that
that that was going to become a problem, but if you did it slowly, it wouldn't have become a problem, because the seals would have adapted to the whales being there more. So doing anything rapidly, I see a problem with. I do think that you should protect, but not everything should we put our hands on. We don't know
Well, the
everything. We still
problem
don't
is-
even know how to control cholesterol in the human body
Right.
fully.
You don't think that our putting our hands on things we're not supposed to kind of led to the need for preservations?
It did, but that's Darwinism.
So, to kind of elaborate,
Okay.
there's something called the Paris Climate Agreement, and they had the last annual summit for the parties of this agreement was in 2022, where the world agreed to protect 30% of land and ocean by the year 2030. Right now, only about 8% of the ocean is protected in some way, and less than 3% of the ocean is fully or highly protected. So when we're talking about this area, this new marine preservation, right, that's the size of Virginia and Georgia combined, right? That, in addition
Right.
to all the other marine preservations, is only 3% of the ocean that's fully or highly protected.
Wow.
Like, in
Wow.
addition to all the other ones. I don't know what all the other ones are. I have to
I get that it's
get
only
that
3%,
pool of knowledge.
but like, what is the protection? Is it like no touch zone, no fly zone, or is it like, all right, don't be dumping chemicals in here, assholes?
It's like fishing's going to be restricted or banned, depending, and other extractive activities, whatever those may entail.
All right,
Yeah,
so it sounds like
no BP oil spills.
Exactly.
It sounds like a slow transition to a more controlled environment. It sounds
See,
like what I was just saying should be done. Now, I
well,
don't know much about this. I would have to look into it more, but doing it drastically wouldn't. It would cause more damage. That's my only point. And
but why don't they create a aquamarine team that can protect that? Since they're only at
Aquamarine team.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I really just I really want like a whole show, a theme song, T-shirts.
Yeah, Aquamarine team. Aquamarine team.
No, that's a little too much. It's
Yeah,
gonna
it
be
sounds
like,
like a kid
"Ah,"
show.
like it's gotta be like a really overly loud chant, and then like it's gotta be exciting.
Like Aquamarine team.
Aquamarine
So-
team, Aquamarine team.
Aquamarine
Nice.
team.
kind of like the Baywatch intro with David Hasselhoff.
I'm
Do it-
really
do it, JR,
having
you can
like
do it.
more like a Captain Planet moment over here.
Captain Planet. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, she took it back to Captain Planet. Captain Planet, he's the hero. Never mind. Anyway,
Exactly.
Come on, come on. Now you can
No,
do
No.
more.
we
no,
want to hear it.
No, call it.
no.
Call it. Call it Captain Beach Team.
Okay, so
Captain Beach Team. Okay.
this particular area that they're protecting, right? It's called the Azores. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and it's a chain of 9 volcanic islands in the Atlantic Ocean that are a part of Portugal.
Right.
And it's surrounded by deep sea coral, whales, dolphins, shark, manta rays, fish. It has a unique hydrothermal vent ecosystem, which is protected now. Ultimately, they're just saying like this area is just very, very, very diverse.
Right.
So it, it's massive in size, but it's also just a very
That's what she said.
diverse. It's just a very diverse area. So when they said
That's
when
what
they're
else she
talking
said.
about just when they're talking about marine ecosystems, they said it's one of the most diverse and dynamic, which is kind of one of the reasons why they like really thought about this area as opposed to others.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you think there's
You owe me a
success?
Coke. Stop. You owe
What?
me a Coke, Jinx.
I mean, I think you're gonna have poachers there.
Yeah. What about pirates?
Yo.
If this results in like an increase of pirates in a traditional sense, not a modern day sense, I'm here for it.
Yeah, like, what if there's
I don't want
coral
modern
pirates?
I
What
want
if there
like
ends up being like coral pirates going out there to get that booty?
I was gonna say I want like pirates, and I was going to say something very similar about like
Getting that booty?
no, I forget the term I was gonna use, but it was along that path.
Okay, so you want old-fashioned traditional pirates.
Yes,
Yo, I'm laughing
Gotcha.
right now. My dog literally grabbed my sock, and he's sleeping on the floor with just my sock underneath his head.
I want you to know I was going to point that out literally 2 seconds ago.
He grabbed my sock from across the room and tucked himself into it so he could smell it. And he's looking at me like, "You're not laying down with me." I can't
That's
sit
funny.
next to you right now. You're not on a couch.
Does he beg for food at the table?
No.
No.
Well, actually, go ahead and ask Abraham Lincoln about that.
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, he's
He
not on
isn't
here,
leaving
but I.
comments this time. No one's leaving comments this time.
No,
We're on
no.
a delay.
We're on a delay, so they're like, we're not leaving comments anymore. This isn't for us.
They've already moved on.
To the next.
Apparently.
To the
Well-
next ones that flow.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. Obviously everybody could have their own thoughts on like nature and marine preservations, but this was on a website that I found called like the Good News Network, and I thought that was pretty
Fix
cool.
your
It's just
camera.
a whole bunch of good news.
Why?
It's blurry.
My camera's blurry? It's
A
not
little
blurry
bit.
on this side.
His camera's not blurry. That's his actual face.
It might be just low quality coming through. It might be
Okay.
the internet connection because it's high quality on this side. I could see it.
Okay.
It's just probably lag.
No, that's just his face.
I blur everything. I'm blurry, little guys. I'm blurry. I'm blurry. I'm blurry.
All right, moving on.
Okay. Next question.
And shutting it down. Shutting down the blurry song. If we were doing the Aquamarine team song, though, we'd go all night.
Aqua.
No, I
Alright.
think everybody would throw tomatoes and stuff. So
I think we'd have a whole kids show on YouTube.
Yo,
really,
It would be all
aquamarine.
about-
The Aquamarine team, and you could do a whole educational thing with it. It would be great.
yeah,
True.
and all we would do is talk about like doing topograph on the side of the ocean.
Well, it's a great. Yeah, you're right. It's a great cartoon. It's
We'll do
Thundercats meet
topograph.
Captain Planet.
It's like reminiscent of Captain Planet meets the Snorks.
Snorks.
True. I remember that.
Which
Yeah.
so many people will be like, "What's the Snorks?" and Google that. It's pretty much underwater Smurfs. People, underwater Smurfs.
Exactly. And this is not a Mandela effect.
No, I was obsessed with the Snorks.
I was obsessed with Mandela effects about a couple weeks ago.
Were you obsessed with Fraggle Rock?
Froggle Rock, yeah, but that was probably the Snorks was definitely more my thing.
wait,
Froggle
wait,
Rock
wait,
was
wait.
probably my older brother.
Fraggle Rock sounds like a type of crack.
Do you know what Froggle Rock is, Vincent?
Have you ever done Fraggle Rock, guys?
No, Vincent.
Wait.
Do you know it? But for real, do you know what Froggle Rock is?
No, I have. No
We're
idea.
getting divorced. I'm done.
Oh my God.
When there every now and then there's moments in life where you're like, I'm too old. I married too young. Anyway,
You did, but you could tell him what Fraggle Rock is. I mean,
I'm
you
going
could
to
share that.
literally show him this, and hold on, I have to take off my headphones for this. Right in the show, there's this whole thing, and they go, "Living in Fraggle Rock." If you want to know if I threw my hair back and forth, I did.
She
I
did a
figured.
nay. She threw her hair back and forth.
Listen, that existed in Fraggle Rock well before that.
Yes,
This
it did.
predated the Nene.
The nay.
Oh my God. I don't think everybody knows what the nene is. If you want to elaborate on the nene, for those folks who
I want to
If
see
you don't know
Pseudo do.
what the nay
I want to see
is,
Pseudo do this
no.
on camera.
No. If you should know what the nay is.
Anyway,
By the way,
I'm
by the
highly
way,
disappointed he didn't do this
week,
on camera.
This week I've been listening to some music. Yo,
Okay.
I'm gonna start adding a song a week to this. I'm gonna say a song randomly in every
What?
single week.
Actually,
Hey, actually, don't you owe us a song?
Oh, she got it.
Yes, I do. It's all about that cheddar. It's all about that cheddar. It's all about that cheddar.
So
We
you
can
have
rate
it?
like a little bit later.
No, I feel like he's
Let me see if you
half-assing it right now.
I am half-assing it. That was the total freestyle.
Oh my
I was
God.
making it up as I go. It's all about that cheddar. It's all about that cheddar. It's all about that cheddar. I can get it with a grade or tell you about it later.
You know she wants you to write the song
Give
and
us some wine
give
and
a
an
little-
alligator. Rambula.
Right, this
Let
is
me see
about
if you
the
can get it,
great
Nemo God.
cheddar heist, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm highly disappointed.
I
in you,
just
Pseudo.
said, get it like me, Moo God. Tell me that isn't good line for the cheddar song. Get it like me, Moo God. Moo. Cow.
I understood, Moo. Thank you.
Okay. I just wanted to make the noise because every time we're on a road trip and we drive by a cow or a
Right.
horse or a dog
Okay.
or a goat, she doesn't
Okay.
scream the name anymore.
Really?
She just makes the noise.
That is a
No,
lie.
she screams the name. She's like,
Wow.
I
cow!
scream. I'll be like, cow, goat, horse. I am the person who does that, yes.
So out of
I
nowhere,
also-
you just
I also let him nap when I'm driving. Ask Pseudo
Yeah, but she
if
has
he
a-
lets me nap when he's driving. Ask him.
She has a wide vocabulary. She has a wide
Oh.
vocabulary and knows a lot of animals. So she'll be sitting there and she'll be like, "That's a cockatoo." I'm like, what the fuck is a cockatoo?
Oh, we're driving by this creek. Look, that's an axolotl.
That's an axolotl.
How do you not know?
Yeah, what is an
axolotl is?
axolotl?
It's like
What
all
is
the
it?
rage in terms. It's like it looks like some sort of salamander or something. I don't know.
What?
They're cute.
Axolotl?
Yeah,
I mean,
pull up a picture
can
and put it on there. Share your screen. Axolotl.
All right, let me do it.
A
you doing it?
X O
I'm doing it. AXO.
L.
Oh, the computer's listening.
Yeah, the computer's gonna pull up axolotl right away.
I gotta see
Oh, I've
this.
seen these things before.
Yeah, I told you have.
They're like axolotls.
Okay, Vinny, I never heard of an axolotl.
Just,
Axolotl.
You know, flexing my animal vocabulary here.
Pedomorphic salamander.
I was right.
Axolotl.
It's a salamander. Look at me.
Oh, hold on.
It
MK's
is the,
calling.
It is the pedo of salamanders.
Hello?
MK's calling.
Hey, Jerry, you guys on the air?
Yeah, we're on
Yeah,
the
we are.
air.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me go on YouTube.
Tell her
Okay.
I even shouted her out about our
Alright, bye.
film idea.
She shouted you. She hung up on me.
All right, so let's talk about this pedo salamander.
I told
Oh
you
my
I am
God.
so proud of myself that I knew it was a salamander.
It is totally a pedo salamander. You better
Wow,
be careful
axol-
with this one.
It-
Never
they're
get an axolotl for your
adorable.
children.
I want one. I want an axolotl.
You want an axolotl? They look
I want an
weird. They look
axolotl.
like they're
yeah,
from
that's
Mars.
why I want one. They look weird. Why do you think I married Pseudo? I was like, he looks weird. I guess I want to keep him.
Yo,
God.
it looks like Miles.
You saw his blurry. You saw his blurry
Miles.
face.
Oh my
Miles.
God.
It looks like Miles. Yo, it
Oh,
looks like
boy.
Miles. Fuck Miles. It looks like
Oh
Miles.
my God. Yeah, it does actually, but that's besides the point. This is a weird looking.
Yo.
This is bad.
I want them. I want all
I
three.
told you I
Really?
want one.
Yo, they look like. Look at the three of them on the screen. Tell me they ain't
Yeah.
badasses right now.
They look like catfish.
Yo,
I think axolotls are going to take over the world.
I think.
Oh
they're-
no. Is
I
that
think
your
they
next
Look like, I think they look like.
This is my
Pokemon.
next sci-fi film. You know, I'm gonna take the darts. This is what my brother always says. This is how sci-fi does it. He said they have a board and they take darts and they'll throw the dart and be like, oh, okay, axolotl, and then they'll throw another dart and be like, giant barracuda, okay, and they'll throw another dart and they'll be like, swim park. Yeah, that's the movie.
Yo, I got a question though. One
What?
side note question right now.
Okay.
Who would win in a fight, a lion or a tiger?
Or
I mean,
axolotl.
That's yeah, an axolotl. Done. I think that is a whole different question because we could put that for next week.
That's on next week's questions. You guys got a sneak peek at next week.
I'm gonna say liger anyway.
By the way, my song of the week is go X next question.
Your song of the week was supposed to be what was it supposed to be? Cheddar.
Not axolotl.
No.
Now I want a song about cheddar axolotls.
Oh no.
She got me thinking that I actually picked out a song before this, but I actually do have a song for this week. I'd pick Fluorescent Adolescent by Arctic Monkeys.
Oh, look
Really?
at you. If you really wanted to woo me, you would have said, do I want to know?
Do I want to know?
Yeah, that's because when you first met me, you were drunk in a bar and you forcibly hugged me to that song.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I was
Let's-
working.
Hug rape approved in every
Yeah.
country.
He said, you like Arctic monkeys? I like Arctic monkeys. I was just trying to open the door to let air in, and he forcibly hugged me. Anyway, but now we're married, so it worked.
Yes, it did work.
That'll work. That'll work.
Anyway, question 4. We're only on question 4, guys. Question 4. This is
Alright.
another Good News Network article. I like the Good News Network. I found this. I was like, what's some good
do-
news? I like it.
Do
Okay.
you want to quote where their information comes from first, or you want to do that after?
Well, that's what it literally came from the Good News Network.
It's the Good
Oh,
News
Good News
Network
Network.
online.
Right.
The Good News Network.
Yeah, but I did actually send the article, but this article is from the Good News Network, and it was written by Andy Corbley.
Andy
So
Corbley.
that's where this question is
News
coming
Network.
from. Okay, so
Okay.
here's the question. It's a good news one. I told you, not everything was as dark as question 1. I told you.
What,
Yes, you
the
did.
euthanasia question?
Yeah. Anyway, question 4. Did you
What?
hear about the FBI busting a cryptocurrency scam worth $8 million?
Was it 8 or was it $8 billion?
888, the number 8
Mhm.
million with an M.
Million dollars.
No, I didn't hear. There was another bust for crypto, but not. I didn't hear that one. No.
Well, this one's a good news one. So this was actually the life savings of an entire small town, and ultimately,
Oh.
the founder of their local bank had invested in this cryptocurrency scam, and had lost the money of this entire town. We're talking
Wow.
funds for university, retirement, elder care, just bequeathments, things like that.
Bequeathing.
But anyway, the FBI actually was able to recover that money for this town.
Really?
Yeah,
Go that town.
I want you to know
go
that I
town.
want you to know that bank founder was sentenced to 24 years in prison, though.
Hey, rightfully
Of
so.
course.
Rightfully so.
Of
Rightfully
course.
so.
The FBI went to the Treasury to get it.
Yeah, they had to go deep to get that money.
Yeah, so their money
the
was
FBI
yeah,
was out there soliciting themselves for money.
This money was drained in August. So, this is all coming together we're in November. Like, that's a pretty quick turnaround. I mean, probably not for the people who lost all that money, but that's a pretty quick turnaround.
I just got
That
a
is.
question. Like, how did he have the ability to do that?
Exactly.
How the fuck did he? Excuse my language. The ability to do that.
Exactly.
I shouldn't have said how. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, well, so they had actually located a cryptocurrency wallet linked to an account in the Cayman Islands. So,
It's always a Cayman.
yeah, but apparently the account was linked to like something called Tether Limited, where the savings
Right.
had been moved. But when you're talking about these people, like all these people went to a whole bunch of them went to court. Obviously, this is their
Wait, this
savings.
is Tether Unlimited? Aren't they like a big one? Like I see them on the apps. They big.
Well, careful. Um, anyway, so a lot of people said like they weren't expecting to get anything back or a little bit back. So, according to this article, one of the shareholders, Margaret Grice, said she went to court figuring she'd get $1,000 back. But when she was there, she learned that she's recovering almost $250,000, which is her entire 401k.
Oh wow,
I told you it's good news, like good news stuff. I wanted something good.
this is good.
Checks and balances. I ask you about human euthanasia, but then I also tell you people are getting their whole life savings back.
All right. Well, on that note, I got a question.
Okay,
What you think of the crypto market right now?
I think it's sus. I think there still has to be a lot of regulations on that. You know,
Okay.
like what just happened with this town. I mean, then if this banker could do that, who else could do that? You
Well, I
know, wipe
mean,
out a whole.
what's the difference in between taking a risky stock in the stock market?
Well, the thing is, this is a community owned and operated bank. So the people in this community were this is like a person from the community and they're trusting this person. Like the way they see it is I'm not doing this big international conglomerate bank. No,
Yeah.
they were like, this is our community person, and that's who did this to them.
That's who does it to
That's
you every
insane.
time.
That's what.
That's who does it every time.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But I will say this: that's also the person who will be there when you need them, and you can't get through. So you need both. You have to remember that
But
you
my
take a
qu-
risk, but you take a risk going small. But you also have the benefit of like that person might actually be helping people.
Well, this is a direct quote
Wh-
from this article, right? This article on Good News Network written by Andy Corbley.
Andy Corpley.
And it pretty much ends. This is the story of Heartland Tri-State Bank is a great reminder to make certain you understand the risks before making any investment.
Well, that's a given. I mean, we know that. That's the fine print. But the guy still went to jail for 28 years.
Damn right.
Yeah. Well, you should know
So-
this beforehand.
Like you have to think because yeah, the turnaround was 3 months, but think about your entire bank account being wiped out for 3 months. Like
Uh,
we couldn't pay
there-
our mortgage. We wouldn't be able to pay our car insurance, our car payments, our like if my animal has to go to the vet, if I have to pay a copay for the doctor, like you have nothing
right. But the thing
for
is
3
that
months.
there are people who have lost stuff from their, wiped out their bank accounts. It has happened
Oh,
already.
I guess what I feel for these people is like they put their money in a community bank. They didn't approve of it getting
Yeah.
used in large sums the way it was. The bank the banker broke many bank regulations doing this.
Yeah, he did. Now the question is, here's the flip side to that. Well, let's say he did do it and he took that 8 million and made 80 million. Would he still go to jail?
Well, the question is, would he actually have given that money to the people's who he took the initial investment from, or would he just replace their money and keep that for himself?
You mean give back the 8 million, say, oh, it didn't work, and
sit
keep
there
the
and be like, because these people didn't know it happened, right?
oh,
Right, until it was all gone. So
wow.
would he even have told them? Like if he was like, hey, I made this gamble and it paid off big for all of us, right? Or would he have just been like, oh, look, your money's here. Here's like your standard investment. And then he's just walking off like into the sunset.
Yeah, you're right. He probably would have.
They wouldn't have known had it
No.
gone right.
If it gone right, he would have went to the Cayman.
Exactly.
The Cayman arrives again.
Hmm. So you're right. You got a point there. You do have a
Anyway.
point.
It's a feel-good story.
All right.
It
Let's go
does.
to the next question.
I don't know. I
Okay.
feel like JR was about to say something.
JR, were you about to say something?
All I was gonna say was that I don't like the crypto market. I mean, playing around with it is fine, but it's still shaky. You don't know. I mean, you can make money. I've seen guys, friends of mine, made money, but it's still sus.
It is
It's sus.
Yeah.
So sus.
mad sus.
Man, sus.
All right.
Right, sauce.
Sus.
All right, this one's not. This next question isn't from an article. I just saw somebody ask this question and do kind of like an opinion piece.
Okay.
So I'm not citing it or anything. It's just I'm gonna put the question out there because I thought it was fun. Do you
Fuck the
believe?
person who made this question.
No.
I'm
I come
kidding.
up with most of these questions on my own. I read things, I formulate the questions on my own. But I just thought this one was like kind of like a good thought-provoking thing.
Thought provoking.
Do you believe that listening to audiobooks counts as reading?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
sometimes I retain information better when I hear it.
I know Pseudo's saying yes right now, but earlier I said, "Oh, this is an interesting question," and he told me no. So he's.
Ooh.
I'm just calling him out.
I have educated myself in the
Wow.
last
Under the
hour, and
bus,
my
under the
opinion has
bus.
changed.
I think that both things are vital. You're exercising different parts of your brain, right? Absolutely, you're using different parts of your brain. But this is what I'll say. I'm an avid reader. I love reading.
Avid.
Whatever.
avid.
Yeah. Thank you. I take a bow. Thank you. Pseudo
I
is
was-
bowing for me.
I was relaying the bow.
He was because I like to be off camera. Anyway,
Oh,
but I am an avid reader, and I started listening to audiobooks like on my way to work instead of music and this and that, and it's great. Like it, honestly, the listening to it and playing it in my head is very similar to how like the book plays out when I'm reading it. And that really impressed me. Just I never knew how I would feel about it, but I feel like I get a very similar vibe listening to audiobook as I do reading the book. It's just kind of dependent on my mood where I'm at, but I think absolutely. I think it's great.
Okay.
I'm going to be very honest right now.
Right.
I have dyslexia.
Okay. So do
It's
I.
like a very normal thing to have nowadays.
Oh, I know. That's why I made it so dramatic.
The
you,
drum roll
thank
was
you.
way funnier than pseudo.
Thank you. I'll be back tomorrow night. Thank you. So,
No, I think it's a good question though.
no, I like to have the audiobook playing while I look at the words.
Really?
Sometimes, because it makes it so it's easier for me to read words, and I always have issues. If I don't do it continuously, I will have more issues with reading. So I have to read something,
Interesting.
and sometimes it's easier to get more reading done with the audio playing in my ear.
Wow. So you retain the information better with audio.
Yeah, with audio, yes.
Yeah.
That
I
shit's all over
agree.
the place. That shit's like, whoa.
But you see, audiobooks is still new. It's still new. It's slowly climbing, but it's still new. People
Okay.
still haven't
Oh, it's a
transitioned.
big thing now. Like a lot of people I know are listening to audiobooks on their way to work just like they listen to podcasts.
Oh wow.
Yo, imagine you're like riding down the road and some girl's listening to some like erotic book with her windows down. She doesn't realize her windows are down. And it's like some weird erotic book. And JR pulls up next to her. Does JR say something to this girl or no?
Why is JR in the story?
Because you never told us about the lipstick, so now you're just here.
Oh, you remember that? Well, we're not talking.
We're trying to get those
We want the
lipstick
details.
stuff. so
Anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she's voyeuristic, pseudo.
Oh, voyeuristic. Yeah, she likes to take her books on the road.
There you go.
I like to listen to my books in public.
Yeah.
Yes,
She brings a boombox and plays it in the children's park.
but she doesn't forget the bookmark to stick it in the middle.
Yeah. It's on a cassette too, so she has to put the cassette in too. So she walks out there, presses eject, puts it in, closes it, presses play, walks away.
For any of our listeners who are too young to know what the snorks are, you probably also don't know what cassettes are.
Yeah, you probably don't.
They have fake ones now that make it look like you're using one, and you're not. It's there for a prop. You could use that too if you're playing on Bluetooth.
You can actually buy a cassette. It lights up and it's a clock on the wall. So if you want to know that.
Why the fuck would you do that?
I want you to know that, so the
Okay, that's
speaking
probably
of
really
the Aquamarine team that we were talking about before, the band
Right.
Aquamarine is the band that actually made the Barbie Girl song, and I want you to know I did have that full album on cassette tape. Yeah.
cool. Yo, I'm
Wow.
a Barbie
Just
girl.
so you aging
in a
myself here,
Barbie
aging
world.
myself.
Wow. So you were a Barbie girl fan, huh?
I knew the
Yes,
full
I
track
was.
list, and it's one of those cassettes you had to flip it over to listen to the you had to flip it over.
Hey, just like Barbie girl,
Yes, I
you
know.
had to too.
What?
You had to flip Barbie Girl over. He was saying.
So bad.
Ooh.
So
Double
bad.
dip.
Listen. We don't need to talk about what the big J. Joes did to the Barbies.
Yeah, the drums are amazing.
I can't say anything. I liked the song Barbie Girl. I actually did not
Okay.
like Barbies. I begged people to not give me them.
Did you like Spice Girls, Jr.?
Yes, I did. Yes, I
like
did.
Spice Girls too.
I have like
What was
a
your
formative.
favorite song?
Oh no. Okay, go ahead.
Come on with it.
No. Mine's like a formative childhood story. I want to know JR's favorite Spice Girl song.
Yeah, what's your favorite
Oh my
Spice Girls
God.
song?
I don't remember.
You could sing it.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I
you
bet
can.
it's Mama.
Start singing some songs, Caitlin. Let's see which one he sings along with. Let's go.
Every boy, every girl, spice up your life.
Spice up your life.
That one.
What's the next one?
I'm
What?
not saying all this. You think you're gonna trick me into doing this?
Alright.
It's okay, but that's the song I like.
Okay.
Every boy, every
Got it.
girl.
Called it.
Spice up your life.
I'm still waiting. Still waiting for a reunion tour.
Yo, I like that they keep talking, so every time she tries to talk,
He did it to you too. Glorious.
he's like, move on to the next question. It's getting
Anyway.
late in this bitch.
All right. Okay.
Stop giggling, JR. Stop giggling. JR over here giggling like someone's tickling his belly button.
Okay. All right.
Wasn't that funny, JR?
Well, I can't help it. I'm laughing. I got the
Pseudo's
giggles.
laughing too.
Look, he's turning to Red Man.
How do you not laughing?
This is how you not laugh. Ready?
Oh,
It wasn't funny.
was it?
Oh, I did a very deadpan face, but only Pseudo sees it. So
This is how you don't laugh.
that's exactly what I did. Anyway, and now I'm cheesing.
You
that
said you
hard
did a
about it.
bedpan face? A bedpan face?
A
Oh, boy.
A bedpan.
A bed.
That's-
Oh yeah, a bedpan face. Yeah, bedpan.
All right, imagine what a bedpan face is. Is it like when she talks loud in the bedroom and you're like, "Yo, I'm gonna go get the pan"? Actually, no. The woman's more likely to beat the man with the pan, not the man. beating the
Yeah.
woman with the pan. I know
Um,
my dad did it.
Listen, you're gonna talk to me. I watched your mom whip a whole pot of mac and cheese at your dad's head.
Boom. He still has a
Really?
dent on his
That
head
was
from
my first time meeting them.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we're.
That's not even the most interesting story from then.
Wow.
Yeah,
This is
we
interesting.
were at my dad's trailer. Was it my dad's trailer?
It was their trailer. They lived together still. At the
Oh
time.
yeah, they weren't together, but they lived together still. No, they were still together.
They
Yeah,
were still together.
yeah. This was like 10 years ago. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They got into an argument because my
Okay.
dad cooked dinner and he cooked mac and cheese, and my mom went out and got McDonald's because she didn't want to eat his shitty cooking, and she said that to him, just like
She
that,
did.
and he didn't
Wow.
appreciate that. So she
Okay.
went running out of the house like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go out and get more McDonald's," and he runs
Oh,
out with
shit.
the pack. Well, no, he runs out, not her. He runs out. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna leave." Then all angry, saying he's gonna hurt himself and stuff, because you know how like.
That's how he normally does.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Okay.
Shit like that. If you have a crazy dad, you have a crazy dad. You know how it works, yeah. And yeah, I'll speak up a little bit. All right. How's that? Is that better?
Perfect.
We should have said something sooner. Sorry. And they're just sitting there arguing, And he runs out, and she runs out behind him, and she just chucks the whole pot of mac and cheese right off the oven. It was still cooking a little bit. It was still warm. And just chucks it at his head. It just bounces off his head in slow motion. We watched this shit. The pan had to bend when it hit him in the head. Like, you know how you see it when the things bend in slow motion? Like,
Right.
I remember seeing the pan bend, and I just remember looking over to see Caitlin's reaction, and she just smiled. She just smiled. I was like, I'm going to marry this woman.
That was chump change.
I took her home, and she loved it.
That was chump change. That was chump change.
God.
That was well after your brother asked you why you hadn't pumped a baby into me yet, upon like 30 seconds after meeting me.
My family was amazing, by the way. They're great people.
So, like, honestly, after the mac and cheese to the head, that was like nothing.
That was nothing. Then it continues from there.
Oh, it's a story. We have to move on. It's too
Okay,
long
all right.
story.
Yeah.
All right. Well, but I could picture the mac and cheese hitting his dad's head, and it go bing. You see the little
JR, if you want
stars
to hear
come
the
out.
rest of the story, then we have to hear the lipstick story anyway.
Fair enough. No. Fair enough.
Okay.
enough.
All right.
Soda's
Question
girls.
number 6. Question number 6. How do you think it's possible for 43 monkeys to escape a research facility?
Oh, okay. So I've thought about this. There's
Go
logistically
ahead.
multiple ways
Let me hear
that
this.
36 monkeys altogether could escape.
She said 43.
43.
Oh, 43. Whatever the number is. Multiple. Above 20. All right. 43 of them escape altogether. So, one, they're testing to make monkeys smarter. And they succeeded. Because that's what scientists do.
Okay.
Step three.
That's a quote from a movie.
Step 1. Well, number 2, not step 2. Number 2, someone decided to leave all the cages open because he was harassed by his boss all night. And he's angry at him, so he wants to make him look like shit, so he let all the monkeys out. Didn't expect him to break out of the building, but the monkeys had dexterity unlike any other monkey before, and they opened every single door by stacking up on top of each other and opening it and climbing through the vents and everything, like Annie's boobies from Community.
It's 43 monkeys. 43.
Yeah.
JR, how do you think 43 monkeys escape a research facility?
Through my
Somebody must have left the door open.
Oh, wait, I know how. You remember that movie with Pauly Shore?
Which one?
The one where the girls break into the thing and Jay and Silent Bob, that movie.
Yeah, I was going to say.
When the
Well,
girl-
those are completely different.
Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob strike back again, and they break into the facility and let the monkeys out. That's what happened.
You think so? 43 monkeys.
All right. 43. Now I'm going to add the cherry on top.
Okay.
This is not the first time this has happened at this research facility.
What?
This has happened before?
In 2022, they had 3 monkeys escape. Well, in 2022, in a different one, there were 3 monkeys that escaped following a traffic accident in Pennsylvania. So that one makes sense. But no, at the same research facility in 2016, 19 monkeys evaded security before they were recaptured 6 hours later.
Evaded security? What, they just congregated and said, the great monkey escape? This is what we're going to do?
They stole the security guard's gun. They walked in there holding the gun and said, "Give me all the money." No, they didn't say anything. They just put the gun up and they knew what to do.
I'm just like,
Wow.
where's Caesar in this monkey lineup? I'm really waiting for
You're
the
right.
planet. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Dark Flow
this-
Media said Planet of the Apes like 2 minutes ago.
Well, I mean,
Oh, you
we all know where this was headed with this question, but okay. So this is coming from NBC News, and it's an article written by Patrick Smith and Austin Mullen.
Austin Mullen and Patrick
so
Smith.
Essentially, yesterday, so Wednesday night,
Wednesday night.
police were searching for 43 monkeys that escaped from a research facility in South Carolina.
Wow, 43. That's a lot to look for.
Yeah. So the research facility, it's from Alpha Genesis, and they provide non-human primate products and bio research services.
So they
But they
create
said
COVID.
they said there were 43 young female monkeys. So
Yo.
rise up. All I'm hearing is Planet of the Apes. They're just gonna
Yeah.
be run by
No,
women.
you know
Women
what I'm-
inherit the earth. Okay. And they said that they're too young to carry disease, which of course they're gonna say that because my first thought was like outbreak.
Outbreak. I'm
Yeah.
thinking Outbreak right now. I
That's my
still
first
think
thought.
Outbreak.
Outbreak.
Exactly.
They may not carry
Yeah.
disease, but they could have like a DNA switch that just makes them more prone to it. And
Yeah.
they were let loose to spread it. I hear COVID 2026.
So they're trying to capture. They're trying to entice them with food, but the residents in the area. So this is actually a quote from the article from the Yemassee Sheriff's Department. Said residents are strongly advised to keep doors and windows secured to prevent these animals from entering homes. I want you to know. I mean, I don't want a research facility monkey, but if I heard there are monkeys on the loose, you want me to keep my windows closed? Like, as long as these monkeys aren't big enough to hurt my dog or my cats, like, I'm keeping my window open. I'm about to own a monkey.
I am
I
not
don't
keeping
know.
my window
Yeah,
open. No.
but
No, they
no,
throw
I
dig
wouldn't
at
leave the
you.
window open
They
either.
throw dig
Yeah,
at you. I am not walking in the bedroom and
Yeah.
getting shit thrown at me. Just
Not
be
only
walking around
that.
the house getting shit.
I would clean up monkey shit if it meant I watched my husband get monkey shit thrown at him.
oh my God, you gotta understand, these monkeys could bite, and you don't know what
They
you get
can throw
infected with.
shit at you.
I mean, the
Yeah,
shit. is
I
the least-
know
no,
that.
no.
I would
JR's
rather
right. The
be
least of
bit
our
than
concerns
shit
is the
thrown.
shit. Monkeys could be very aggressive.
Yeah, well,
Especially
throw
if they're
shit
female
at you.
monkeys, man. They might find
They-
you attractive and say,
wait. A female monkey will rape you?
yeah,
Dolphins rape you. So
yes,
A
She's
female
right.
monkey will rape you.
I am.
yes. A female
mean-
gorilla can too.
Monkeys do exchange sugar sticks for sex, so you know.
I
sky's
know
the-
that.
sky's the limit.
I know they exchange, but like, they can rape you?
Yes, they
Sure,
can.
I'm sure they could.
I am
Do you
never
know that-
going in the jungle. I am never
you know-
going in the jungle. I'm never going in the jungle.
Do
and
you
I'm never
do you
going
know
back to the zoo. They got rapists
you know-
there.
the monkeys? Their strength is like 10 men put together.
That makes it scarier.
Yeah, so
JR's.
I know.
The specific type
I
of
know.
monkey is a rhesus.
Why are we protecting them?
It's a rhesus
I have no-
monkey,
yeah.
rhesus primate. So, I don't know how big those are. Anyway,
They're big enough to rape.
so okay, so you're
Yeah.
saying that you're saying that these monkeys, you know, you're worried about like, oh, maybe 43 escaped because they're making them smarter.
43 rapists
Yeah,
escaped.
They are.
Right? Okay, right. So you think it's because they're making them smarter. Now let's talk about what they're
Smarter rapists.
Let's actually talk about somebody who's coming in with no context is really going to be thrown. Now let's talk about what these clinical trials are for. It's actually I'm waiting. Listen, his body language told me he was going to do something to interrupt this with rapists. But they're actually doing clinical trials to study brain disease disorder treatments. So
Amongst rapists.
Well, think about that. 43 monkeys escaped. 3 monkeys escaped before in 2022. And they're
19
working on.
escaped in 2016.
I think they're successfully making
2016.
them intelligent.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they're
They're figuring
successful.
out how to open the
Stop.
cage. They're figuring out how to get out. They're
Stop.
figuring out how to avoid.
They're not going to
Secure.
protect species like we do.
All I'm saying is I saw LL Cool J in Deep Blue Sea, and they were studying treatments for Alzheimer's disease with their sharks, their mega sharks, and we all saw what happened. And this is what's
Yeah.
happening with these escape monkeys.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
the monkeys will not
MK
protect species like we protect species.
I agree. MK says sounds like a lot of monkey news to me.
Ha ha ha!
No, I think it's dangerous to do that. I really do.
Yeah.
Because, the low quality of
You
men
just
in,
get-
in our
you just
society,
get- you
these
just-
female monkeys might want to reproduce.
Yeah, they might. They might
And they're
come
coming
find
for
you.
pseudo uncut.
They want pseudo raw and uncut.
They're going to be like, actually, he's cut. I'm not interested anymore.
Damn, that dilution.
Just circumcision jokes.
Oh my God, I got
Damn,
it.
where'd you find this
I
one?
know. I was doing that for pseudo's benefit.
Oh man, brutal.
Anyway, so I don't know. I
Different
stumbled
clips
upon
for different folks.
I stumbled upon this article and I was just like, it's not just about talking about the article and what's going on, but I was like, I want to know. I wanna
MK say
know
what?
how.
WTF?
What, the rapist that got out? The 43 of them?
No, she said WTF too.
The circumcision
What?
joke.
Yes. Yes.
Yo, that's just the tip of the joke.
Oh, yeah. Oh
That's
my
just
god.
the tip of the night.
Oh, she's in her face.
peeling back the layers here.
Yo, it's like an
Oh,
onion.
no.
It just keeps going and going and going, and I can't pronounce it correctly.
Anyway, so I stumbled upon this article, and it wasn't so much about the article. I was like, how do 43 monkeys escape? It wasn't 3, it wasn't 2, it wasn't 4. 43 monkeys. But you know what? Shout out to the ladies. Those 43 young female monkeys. Respect.
Rapist.
I guess.
The male monkeys did not escape. That's all
Well,
I'm
then
saying.
now they can start a feminist movement.
They did. That's how they got free.
It might be more.
I know.
It might
Be
be more
careful.
successful than others.
Be careful. Women don't
Yeah.
deserve that.
Oh my goodness. All right. All right. Moving on. Moving on. Question
I
number
was
7.
saying,
Okay.
I was talking about freedom.
I have work tomorrow. Question
Okay.
number 7.
Gotcha.
This one's getting heavy again. What are your
Oh,
thoughts
boy.
on the bomb threats that were called into numerous voting sites on Tuesday?
Oh man.
It's a dangerous game. It's a dangerous game. We
It's a
are at
political
a
question.
point. I'm going to say we're at a point. There's nothing that's going to be done. There's nothing you really can do. It's a sticky situation. We're at a point where, I hate to say it, elections are probably going to be called by who can call in the most threats.
I think elections, they're eventually just not going to be done in person because of stuff like that.
Yes, but it'll have
Yeah.
to get to the point where that becomes the norm before that happens.
No, I think what's going to happen is election will be done from home.
Yes, I think so too, but I don't think it'll be there
Yeah.
right away. I think we'll have the extreme opposite first.
Right, but that kind of ties into what JR was saying before about like, oh, look, everybody's staying home after COVID and things like that. And
Biometrics.
our whole idea about locking people in their own apartments,
And
instead of putting them in
biometrics.
prison, like this is right along
Yep.
with that.
And biometrics.
You know, you're just
These are
watching TV and then it
biometrics.
says, "Stay tuned tonight, election. Make sure you have your device on at 9 p.m. to vote."
And
then
make
bi-
sure
and
you
then-
press your thumb down before starting.
And then
And then to poke your finger on the blood dial.
and then Big Brother will tell you voted wrong.
And please,
Yes.
after this newscast, put your thumb down so you could register that you are listening to blah, blah, blah news station leading this way so we can continue to advertise you more information about that. Not use it
Mhm.
to socially put your demographic in a different place and create socio standards so where we could control the narrative on television.
What kind of standards?
Socioeconomic standards?
Oh, there you go.
You know what I think is going to happen. You know how they have rallies and
Yo, that
they
is a
go-
great restaurant. Rallies?
oh, thank you. Yeah, I know. I think instead of having those gatherings, I think they're going to do it from like a special. It could be their own quarters. They'll go on this platform. They'll say what they got to say. There'll be a screen, and it'll say Alex Cochran. You're on
Cochran.
tonight at 9.
Cochran.
Cochran. Yeah, Alex
definitely
Cochran,
gonna- he's
Republican.
Alex Cochran is definitely gonna win.
He definitely is also going to send a 17-year-old girl on Twitter his penis.
Alex Cochran, Kentucky candidate for
No, he's
2027.
definitely New York. He is not Kentucky.
No,
New
no,
Oh,
York.
no,
so
no, no.
Kentucky,
No,
so
no, no.
he's sending it to his niece. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh
There's a
my
difference.
God.
Out in
But the whole point,
His
let's
first
stick
name
to the
would be
program
different
here.
in Kentucky.
Let-
All right, no, reeling it
look.
in, reeling it in.
I'm reeling it in. So he gets on his platform. The camera comes on, kind of like what you're doing with the podcast. He says his speech and he says, "Thank you." They tell him, "Thank you, Alex Cochran. We'll take this segment. and we'll
Cochran.
put it out
We
there."
always thank Alex with the cock ring.
Do you know Alex has a cock ring?
Okay, I, wanna hear, I
I-
do actually want to hear what JR has to say.
Pick a better name.
I had to think of it. Yeah, I should have, but it came to my head.
The cock ring?
So what happens is he says his speech. He doesn't have to go public, so he won't get shot. And they take the segment
But everybody
they
wants the
splice
cock
it,
ring to have a shot.
and they just distribute it to the United States, and that's it. That's how they'll do political appearances. They won't have to do it in public meetings anymore. So nobody has to get shot. Nobody has to get killed.
Yeah,
They'll
but
be-
every single, you know what the vote's gonna be?
What?
We're already at the point where we don't actually talk about real topics. We talk about topics that do affect people, yes. But the same result's going to happen to whoever gets in. It's not going to change it. The actual things that the people are going to change, we don't talk about in politics. Like when they're running, you don't talk about it at all. So what's
No,
going to
you
happen is we're going to have a debate. Every single debate's going to be about should the election be at home or should the election be done here? Should the election be done like this or should the? It's going to turn into that
Well-
being the new abortion, and abortion needs to be handled. I'm not saying that it's a small topic, and this isn't a small topic either.
He saw me lift the microphone to my face real quick.
Yeah, I'm not saying something like it's something that no matter what, whoever gets in, for the most part, it's not the president's not going to change that. It's going to be done by
No.
people below them.
But that's what I'm saying. But the point I was trying to make is they won't have to go in public or travel from state to state to do that. They'll do it from a certain location. It's kind of like reporters, they come up to you, they say, "Hey, John, what do you think about this event that happened?" They're not going to do that anymore. If you're at the
Well-
location, the situation happened, you go back to your house, they'll say, "Hey, John, this is from Fox 5 News. Can you give us a little bit of an insight?" Talking to
Fox
the
News-
camera.
And Fox 5 will be like Alex Cochran going against
Or
Jim Lipdick.
I would definitely never vote for Jim Limpdick. Anyway, or they're gonna be like, have this rally, and it's gonna be a hologram.
Right. That's yes.
It's going to be a hologram
Yeah.
of Abraham Lincoln,
right.
and not the real
What-
Abraham
wait.
Lincoln,
Who was
our
voted?
Abraham
Who was
Lincoln.
voted into office on this date in 1860? Okay,
Yeah,
I say again.
yeah.
Anyway, so apparently the FBI investigation about the bomb threats was showing that many of the threats apparently originated from Russian email domains.
So Russia didn't
Here
do
we
it.
go.
Russia didn't do it. That's all that says to me. Because
I don't think they did. I mean, I don't necessarily think that either. I mean, I just think it's people want an answer.
So
and it's
someone's
easy
making
to give it. They want a common enemy.
so
Of course. You
Yeah.
create the scenario. I mean, think about it. I mean, you blame it on somebody else, and then they come out looking like the hero. It's kind of like writing a script to a movie.
and we don't know who did it. It could be anyone who did it. It could be
It could.
Joe Schmo from Florida who used a VPN to say he was in Russia.
Exactly.
We're never
Or-
gonna know. We're never gonna know where it actually came from,
It-
especially if it's real bad.
It was Epstein's vote.
Well, we'll never know who's the red herring.
Correct.
So
Wow, that was a
Look
clever
at
one.
you, red herring. I like it.
Oh, actually,
thank
talking
you,
about
thank you.
red, I know the next
What?
question.
what? Well, we got
Yeah, we
10
have-
questions tonight.
No,
One
this
extra.
it's actually 8. It's just a bonus question.
Okay.
And I have to go to bed because this is 20 minutes past my bedtime.
Okay, so we got 10 minutes for
Okay.
this. Let's go.
Have you
All right.
ever heard of a rainbow party?
What the hell?
All right, so a
Rainbow
party.
party.
Do you want to know what a rainbow party is?
Never heard of that.
Do you want to take a guess?
Let
Has
me
to
guess.
do with
Wait.
lipstick.
No, it does. No, it does. You buy boxes of Lucky Charm, bring them to the party, and you create this illusion of rainbows around the room, and you throw the Lucky Charms in the middle, and then you see this little midget who's a leprechaun.
I could tell.
Would
that
you be very successful at that rainbow party?
I could tell that you're a father.
That was creative.
That was cute.
That was
cute.
extremely
He
creative.
definitely went with like something really cute, knowing this is gonna be something really dark and dismal.
I'm gonna
Right.
explain. This.
Right.
I'm gonna take the lead on this.
you want to take the lead?
Yeah, because
Go
this is
ahead.
you need to see the person explain this. Okay, so
right.
every man has a shaft, right? And every woman has lips, and they wear lipstick in all different colors. And the man who has the most different color lipsticks on his dick at the end of the night wins the rainbow party.
Are you serious?
Well, yeah.
Is that where the lipstick
is that
story
where the
goes?
lipstick story comes from?
No. Let answer the question. Are you serious?
Yes, that's an
Wait,
actual
this
thing.
bonus question was created just so we could ask about lipstick.
And would you
Yeah.
do good at the lipstick party?
Wait. Time out. Let's backtrack.
Also, the
first.
girl who has their
Come on.
color the deepest on the most wins too.
Does she really?
Well, amongst the men, they're all like, "Yo, she went the deepest."
Yeah, I don't know if that's winning. Yeah, but no. Essentially,
Wait.
every girl has to wear a different shade of lipstick. So,
Oh, at the rainbow party.
correct.
Yeah, to leave stains.
Because you're making rainbows.
I'm not gonna go there.
JR,
go there.
they're supposed to leave lipstick lines.
You know, I got it. I got it.
JR, you don't have to be so nervous about this.
I mean,
I'm not.
it starts it starts to curve like a rainbow when it's finished with a cloud on the end. So
Yeah.
Oh, you got MK giving you.
The prize is at the end of the rainbow.
Oh, you think? You think?
Yeah,
A bunch of
Wow.
marshmallows.
So
Wow.
we were curious if the
I thought it was a
infamous-
cloud.
we
but I
were
guess it's
curious
called
about
marshmallow.
if the infamous lipstick infamous lipstick story had to do with a rainbow
What?
party. So
You
No,
can tell us off
nice.
camera about the
No.
lipstick story. He won't even tell us off camera. by the way,
everybody
guys.
comment
No.
hashtag we want to know JR's lipstick story.
No.
Hashtag
No,
lipstick
no.
boys.
Hashtag
No, but
J-
seriously,
lipstick
the
JR.
rainbow party, the rainbow party was something you looked up, or is this something you just said, "Oh, we're gonna get JR with that"?
No,
No,
this
this
is,
is-
unfortunately, this is a real thing.
We didn't have to look
I
this
didn't
up.
have to look
I-
this up. You know, I've never been to one. Never.
Well, I
never.
plead the fifth.
But,
So
but
thank you, everyone.
This is not
Thank you.
something we had to look up, unfortunately.
They in our elementary school, lipstick parties were all the rage.
In our elementary school, trains
What?
got
Yes.
ran.
You need to
True.
be watching, like, cause where I went to
It
elementary.
was our
school-
middle school. You were
Middle
in
school.
elementary school. I was in middle school.
Yeah, it was like 7th and 8th grade. Kind of like weird shit started happening like that. The bad kids would get into shit like that.
Yeah. So if we're talking 8th grade, and that means Vinny was in 4th grade. Let's not talk. Let's talk about what Vinny witnessed outside of his window.
Oh, we can't say that on camera, no, because people could identify locations.
No, all we're
also.
gonna say is choo choo.
Yeah. I was
Oh.
a young adolescent sitting
That's
outside.
that's a child. 4th grade is a
Sitting
child.
outside with my brother,
Yeah.
and we were just sitting there chit chatting, and one guy walks out, 2 guy walks out, 3 guy walks out, 4 guy walks out, 5 guy walks out,
I mean, I guess we could call this a reverse rainbow.
and the reverse rainbow was connected.
Wow.
She left bloodstains.
Yeah,
on each one of
no.
them.
Honestly, yeah, no. Just our middle school was just trifling. Okay, trifling.
I see. Very entertaining in a weird way.
Yeah, I grew up in the neighborhood with some trifling ass hoes.
Yeah.
Wow.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
They
Well,
all got
so-
truffle butter dripping.
Ew.
Well, we should
Do you know what truffle
ladies.
butter is?
Don't. Okay.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yes, I do, but we won't go there. Listen, everyone. Sorry, we should have made this rated R podcast tonight with all the, you know.
Well, we want to know about the lipstick, so wait
Yeah,
till you
the
hear
what-
what the bonus question is next week.
Every week
No.
we'll bring a new lipstick question, and we will get JR to
No.
reveal it all.
No, no.
Next week on getting
We-
JR to reveal it.
Well, everyone, you wanna close the segment tonight?
Oh no, you
Big
can
guy?
close it. You can close it.
No, go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right, I'll close it. You ready?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Aquamarine team, Aquamarine team, Aquamarine team out.
Ow!
All right, everyone. Have a good
No,
night and enjoy
wait,
your
wait.
rainbow party.
Seriously,
What?
like, subscribe, share with your friends. Follow us on
Yes.
social media. Suda the Beat Guy, JR Michael. We're everywhere that you can find your social media. We put out nonsense videos, and yeah, I make music too. It's on Spotify. None of the videos are nonsense, but I'm saying nonsense videos so you don't get your expectations high because we're gonna blow your fucking mind away. Go watch them.
Oh wow. Yes. Bleep 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 with the F word. Thank
I
you
was
very
just thinking
much.
the same thing.
Yeah, this is gonna be good on TikTok.
He doesn't know how to
We-
watch this language.
Well, we love you,
Watching it
everyone.
right
Take
now.
care.
I see it on the TV.
Have a wonderful night. And remember, don't forget those random questions. Signing out.